Our Living Boys, today I'm going to be covering how to maximize your damage. A lot of you guys are truly messing yourself up with your combos, and you know, if you pre-plan them out a little bit more, just get comfortable hitting the keys in a certain order, then you can definitely increase your win rate by not losing these random fights that you definitely shouldn't be losing. So how am I going to do that? I'm just going to go through and give you real-time examples of how I maximize damage. So this is the first one, right? I auto-attack, then I W. Right? So when you do W, you have to slide, and then that starts the frenzy, right? Well, you want to auto attack first because that puts your auto attack on cooldown, right? Because there's time between them, and you might as well use that time to do something. So right here, again, I'm just smiting. One, to aggro the Krugs, but two, smite before your W2 so that you are able to get the execute damage, right? W2 does bonus missing health physical damage. So the lower something is, the more damage you do, and that also pairs with you healing more when you are low. So right here I'm going to auto then E, right? I'm only Eing after my auto attack is on cooldown, the moment that my auto attack is on cooldown. Again, same thing with W. I'm not just going to raw cast these spells. I'm going to auto once, then immediately cast it. Very planned, very intentional. Now, doing wolves, this is just something that in practice we know that this is the fastest way to do this. So we Q, then auto attack, and then E, and then auto attack, and then W. Again, you want to sequence an auto between everything, because if you're going to use an animation, you might as well have your auto attack on cooldown. Right here, let bleed. Finish this up. There's not a worry in my mind. We will wait for our E here, because again, you want your highest damage spell on cooldown, since your W does that execute damage and get an auto attack between every single thing you do. And do that as fast as you possibly can. Tag one more auto, tag a second, might give me a third, and we are good. And again, this is how you do the fastest clears. It all comes down to these minute things really adding up a ton. So you'll see, right, this is a raptor start, which should be 318, and maximizing your damage gives you a 318. Wow. So now I've increased your jungle clear too. Now we know Lee Sin is coming for this crab, right, because we saw him here. So we know that this will be a fight. Their bot lane does have prio, right? So I need to leave. But we do need to see if they will actually go for this. So he used Q and smite. So we'd actually be in a good spot to fight for that. But again, they have bot prio, so we do have to leave. And sometimes maximizing your damage is, in fact, just having the health to fight. So now he's going to look for this one. But again, he's already smited, right? So there's no way he goes for this. He now has to do what I just did. Show some discipline and get his ass out of here. Now he's going to gank. Big hit. Do I just get this? Now he does have flash and W here, so we can't go too crazy. But if he gets crazy for us, life is good. And top diff, by the way. Nice, and we're going to go right back to our clear here. I'm going to hit the Scryer for Darius just in case enemy Youre looks to look for him in Tribush. I can also just head towards him there, but he needs to wait for me. If he's not looking at his minimap, he's going to get there too soon. Really good Q that actually just heals. Now he just needs to kite. Youre goes to me. He does have flash. That is fine. He missed Q3, so now he's going to try and get Q3 on me. I'm going to buffer my E, try and get his flash for free. Bars, juke one more time. And again, just try not to let him heal. If he tries to go over a wall, we'll likely chase him. He did not expect this. Will he flash is the question. Again, it would be a pretty bad flash from him because there's nothing he can do here. Go get that fleet proc, buddy. Thanks for giving my mid an assist. Nice. And right there, all I'm doing is I'm dropping some time on my clear to make sure that I can get the Youre kill without using my flash. Briar really likes to have her flash when she can. And the odds of Lee Sin invading my wolves or Gromp are pretty low. That camp is kind of deep into your side of the map, and sometimes it can feel pretty risky. On to one of the first lessons that you guys can learn. It's just Titanic. That is the build that we're playing this game, Titanic Black Cleaver. So the main thing that you guys are doing, right, is you're not getting your Titanic incorporated in this idea that you're trying to have, you know, something happening between every spellcast. And that's where a lot of you mess up. We see 44 farm on him, so we know that he cleared double full clear plus crab. So I'm actually behind farm right now. until I get my 2 camps, and then if he starts dragging, we will meet him there. Right now, he's between our turrets, so we could just step up on this guy. He does have his support here. I wouldn't want to fight this, really, honestly. I can live it. Didn't really want to do that. Kind of didn't realize that my cooldowns were a little bit scuffed. Oh, man. So, no, right there, I actually try to do some very rare tech. Does it happen? If you flash W and then buffer W2, you can get W2 before Lee Sin Q2 hits you, and that can reduce the burst damage that hits you. Now, I don't recommend you guys should do that, but in the name of this video, I try to do every single thing max damage, and now I'm down a flash for it. That's for you guys. Don't try that one. Don't try that one at home. Again, it is very rare that that one actually works, but how sick of a video would it have been if it had worked that time? Come on, man. I mean, I feel like we actually do just gank this. I'm just going to walk close to him. Again, I'm going to let Briar auto attack, then I'm going to Q. So, and sometimes it sucks doing max damage in times like that. Get the slow, close. Sometimes it sucks trying to do max damage. So if you notice there, would I have done more damage had I immediately Q'd? And that's where having like a really good amount of Briar knowledge does add up and work for you. Because like right there, it would have been better to have just immediately Q'd, right? But because I'm greeting more damage trying to get an auto before I Q to get auto Q auto, I actually lost damage. And that's kind of crazy, right? When you think about it. He's going to go back here and then he's going to ult. We need to stop that for sure. I think double bleed kills him there, right? He's got both bleed stacks. Well, I mean, that kills him too. So yeah, does that make sense? It's like there's more to playing this champion than just hitting W and Q. Because sometimes you don't have enough damage unless you get a W first and then auto Q auto. And sometimes you don't need it because they're low enough that you can just Q auto W2. It's so interesting playing this champion because you get so rewarded for, you know, just having tons of hours because of your understanding of situations and damage here. I can't kill him here, I just need to E. There's some of you that would go past that and try and play for the 1-for-1. It's not worth your time, man. We shot the ult, it hit. They have a CC mid laner there. It is what it is. Again, shit like that happens, man. That's an average game. If you think every one of your Briar games are going to play exactly perfect and never mess up and you'll always perfectly read where enemy team is, let me tell you, man, please, when you start doing that, send me all your VODs, okay? I fuck up all the time, but I'm able to bail myself out just by doing correct damage, man. And the cool thing about maximizing your damage, too, like one of the best things about it is you actually start surprising people with it. And that, you know, that can mess up their understanding. If I walk towards you, you're on your champ, I'm on mine, with one item, we both have one item. Who knows who does more damage there, right? If I know how to maximize my damage, I might surprise you because your understanding of how much damage I could do could be, you know, a number set by a player much worse than I. And yeah, man, that's what you want. You want to catch people off guard. So W2, E. And again, like even think about like just how I'm farming these camps, right? The moment that I W2, I'm immediately Eing because my auto attack's on cooldown. Right? All of these things add up 24/7, 365. Every time, W2E. Looks like they're trying to make a play. I'm happy to go for it, but I'm actually gaining a small advantage on Lee Sin just hitting these camps because he was up a few camps on me, and now I'm starting to equalize a little bit. See, they are fighting, but I think my team's just dead. There's much interaction for me there. It looks it's a Q when I'm there. This could go pretty big, though. Auto first, then Q, auto W2. Buffer my ult into their CC. Don't want to just stand around doing nothing when you're CC'd, right? We do get feared. We're going to W forward. I'm going to go for an auto. Auto again, then Q, auto W2. And then right here, I could smite for the slow. If I get close enough, I will also E for the slow. They're TPing someone in that's Youre. We missed the timing. Auto Q auto after my W hits, right? In the wall. Nice. This guy isn't flash, right? You already flash. And you can see, right, I'm holding my W2 for so long because I want to get max value. Look at that. Okay, that guy just whipped a standing still to target. He might have ult. He's going to try and kick me. I'm going to buffer my E into that, try and juke what I can. I'm going to flash away. Then I'm going to look for a WW2 over the wall. I'm going to fly over on this. Go for it. So right there, I actually didn't need a W2 so early, but I was scared of my health. So right here, I'm going to hold and then send it. And again, do you see how these fights, like yeah, we're playing, my team's playing exceptionally well. Not all me. Enemy team's doing a little bit of trolling. But you can see how saving your Q, getting those extra autos, and just, you know, putting your right foot forward, doing as much as you can. Because it just reduces how much your team has to do. And maybe they're going to play differently based on how much health enemy team has. You know, like when my Twitch sees an 800 health target, does he think I can push? Does he think I have to run away? Whereas, like, if I do max damage, I put everyone to lowest health possible. That means that my team's, you know, understanding of the situation is more real, right? If let's say I do a combo on one of those champions down there and it does 800 damage. Somewhere in my team's brain, maybe they wrote that down, right? Maybe they feel like every time I hit someone, I'm going to take that chunk out of someone's health bar. And what happens the next time when I do 1100? And they weren't ready for it, and they weren't positioned because they didn't know I could do 1100 damage there. Well, if I can do, you know, 1000 damage every single time, then that'll make my team's plays a little bit more informed. So this shit does add up, man. Just to keep it honest, like, this shit adds up, man, and don't cope about it. Again, standard combo, you just saw W, auto attack, then Q, the moment that auto attack happens, then auto attack, then Titanic. Let Briar run out the rest of her autos, and then W2. Unless you're doing short burst, in which instead of doing all the extra autos, you would just simply W2. He's calling for me to ult. Okay. I did it for him. It's chill. I think when Lee Sin hits this, I can just kill him for it. Auto Q auto, and that actually gets Titanic too. They likely don't expect me to walk this way. Oh my god. I did auto W2 there just to make sure I got a buffered execute. Again, I'd like to use my W2 the moment that I know to kill, because if I use it immediately, then that means that if they flash away, I still get the kill. Right? And it's worth just setting it up like that, because people will likely, you know, in situations where they're super low, they're going to use every single thing to get away from you, meaning flash. There's support left, so that leaves their 80 carry to walk here. Good luck if you decide to. This likely could be warded, but, I mean, currently, me just standing there, even if it is warded, it's zoning her. My god, we killed the turret. Titanic, W2. Now, right there, I didn't get my auto attacks between each hit. It'd be like that. Sometimes you mess up, just fix it. That's all there is to it. So again, W forward. You know, it depends on if you can get the extra auto, if you need to Q or not. Like, so if you just WQ, then you auto attack Titanic auto W2, right? But like right here, we're just gonna W forward, auto attack Titanic, auto attack Q, auto attack, right? It's really just, it's like a rhythm game, but you just have to know, you have to be in these situations to know, like, which combos to do and so on. And well, it takes a few games if you're really paying attention to it. So right here again, we're gonna auto Q, auto Titanic W2. W2 early, because you don't ever want to lose the duration. You should never cancel your W or have it run out without you getting that W2. That is like the #1 biggest damage problem on Earth. I absolutely hate this recall. If you right click Sundered Sky with 700 gold, it's not going to buy double longsword because it prioritizes buying the the higher cost component. So that means Ruby Crystal, and that leaves you 300 gold. Obviously, that's not going to work out for double long. And there you go. GG. So yeah, now that was a shorter video, so I'll hop in practice tool and give you guys a little bit more for maximizing your damage. I just think these things are like, you know, it's cool to see them in practice, right? You'd see me play a game doing them. But sometimes, like, there's so much going on in the background that allows me to do damage, like better pathing or sequencing, you know, who start to fight and so on. Every time my client dies, man, that's like a thing. Now, you can see it's actually at that little corner. So I'll restart my client for you guys. show you guys some cool stuff. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. We're going to get to the stuff that really, really does matter. And, try and keep this video as clear and consistent. A lot of you guys are, just watching you really, like, it shows that you guys, like, really have a good idea of what you're doing, but you might not know that some things that you're doing are actually costing you. When you, like, maybe you feel like you're doing them for the right reason, but sometimes that's just... Yeah, so let's get logged in here and make it work. To be honest, we're here. We're just waiting for it. Games are crashing, apparently. Well, thanks for letting me know. Yo! We back! Okay, we can get rid of this. Alright. Man, Riot, we're having a rough day today, huh? Hey, it's at least loading stuff. Alright. So again, really quick, let's get you guys set up. And no, I'm not going to cut between these account things because you guys need to chill with me, man. We're boys out here, alright? We chill. It's what we do. Get over it. Man, we're addressing the TikTok brain directly. Oh, yeah, so we're good. Let's get you guys set up, swap scenes with black screen, and boom, we're back. Alright. Chill, man. There it is. Alright. So, some important things for you to know is, again, just max damage combos. They matter so much. Again, to slow it down for you guys. And just to make it make sense. So let's do level up. Give me like level 6. Alright, so, like, again, you W first. Because that starts your attack speed, it starts your damage, that's where you want to be, it gets you closer, okay? Do W first, then let Briar auto attack, okay? Then you're going to Q. Why Q so early? Because it applies Armor Pen, Magic Pen, and it's an auto attack reset. So you want to get that on cooldown ASAP, but you do want to maximize your damage by auto attacking first. So we are going to W first, let Briar auto, then Q, let Briar auto, Titanic, do as many autos as we need, W2. So W, auto Q, auto, Titanic, auto, and then you W2 whenever. But generally speaking, if you can just let Briar get as many autos as possible, obviously that's going to increase your damage, because again, that execute damage does matter. So that's what you're trying to do. Like, sometimes with your W's down, again, you can proc PTA real quick. The PTA, right? Auto Q auto really quick. That's how you kill wards. You can also do that to champions, get PTA proc. So, like, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, like, auto Q auto as your W's coming up, and then W towards them, you already have PTA proc. So now you have more damage during that W. Cool. Let's talk about Black Cleaver really quick. So a lot of people misunderstand why this item is so good, man. You guys don't get it. Like, yes, it's perfect bruiser stats, right? 40, 420. It is the most well-rounded item in the game, and it gives armor pen and movement speed. It's literally just the GOAT, man. But why is it so goated on Briar? Well, it's actually just so goated because of her passive. Her passive, right? Applies a bleed that deals physical damage. So now let's read this. Dealing physical damage reduces their armor for by 6% for 6 seconds, stacks up to 5 times, so up to 30. And then you get 20 movement speed. So watch this. You silly little dingus. Watch this. So you see I have Home Guard effect. It's that golden effect. Watch this. Bam. Now you'd see I have Phage movement speed. That's at 20. Well, that never stops proccing because bleed hasn't stopped proccing. So now look up here. That's bleed right there. I have permanent move speed buff while that's proccing until it actually goes down. It's like Darius. Darius does the same thing. So you need to understand that's why you're so juiced when you get this item in Phage even, because right there, right? This is just attacking, gives you 20. Cool. Now this is dealing physical. Boom, and now I'm running with extra 20. Wow, that actually does matter, man. Think of boots. That's almost a free boot just by existence. Now, why else does that matter? That means that any spell gives me that. Boom, spell, applies bleed, right? Attacks and abilities. So now think about it. How much more can it go, right? So this person has Black Cleaver hitting on them, X5. Well, what about if one spell hits all 3 of them? Oh my god, now they're all Black Cleaver procced. Maximum. If anything Briar does hits. Any single thing. You see this icon? Any single thing that applies Briar's bleed. Look at it. And look. Right there. So any bleed proc means maximum stacks in 20 ms nonstop. So I guess it's technically 7 seconds because this lasts for 5 seconds, and then 2 seconds would be the last proc. So when you hit ultimate on someone in a team fight and it hits anyone else, again, these people are getting Black Cleaver proc. So it's so important for you guys to know these things, especially like there's times where you can be really, really, you know, smart with it. Tag an auto attack, wait till it goes all the way up, then combo that guy. You'll see so much damage difference. It's really good to know these things. But yeah, so Black Cleaver is one of them. Titanic's another. Sundered Sky is another, where like again you just need to know that when you proc Sundered Sky, right? Your first attack critically strikes and heals you for 6% missing health. So sometimes like when I'm W and I'm fighting this guy and I've already Sundered Sky proc, just throw a Q somewhere else. Because even if I'm ulted onto this person, right? It doesn't even matter. Alright, let's ult onto this guy. Who cares, bro? Throw a Q to someone that's walking by, right? Someone's walking by, bam, get that Sundered Sky proc, keep it pushing. It's so important. And then again, right, the standard is Q and E, right? 0.85 stun, and you have 1 second wind up, so you can't just QE, right? But if you do hit an E, always just demon combo if you know that you won't get punished, because you can see he's still stunned while Briar's ult hits. This is huge damage. It's a team fight winner. Again, a lot of you guys mess up like, hey, Logan, why don't you use W after your ult hits? Because you run out of cooldowns, man. If you ult this guy, okay, and let's say he's 400 health, and then I WW2 him, okay, then he dies, and I'm down. I have nothing for this team fight, right? I have Q and E, which, like, sure, then I'd look for a QE combo, try and extend. But sometimes it's better if you just hit ult, kill this person with just, you know, auto Q, auto Titanic, right? Do as much as you can, kill them, and then you go for the next person. That's how you, like, string together, like, triple kills out of just one ult. So it's very huge for you to realize that. And we could go over every single item. We've already done it in the item guide, but those are the main things that a lot of you guys are messing up with your damage. If I could give you one last thing, it's mostly just, like, understand Bork. Bork is attacking a champion 3 times, slows them. So one thing that you can do, you want to like try and confirm an E, you tag them twice, then Q and E, and they will be slowed while your E is going. Like right here, right? You can see that Bork icon means that someone is slowed. So 1, 2, and then you 3 with the Q, and that'll slow them down for the E to hit, because the 1 second of slow is the 1 second wind up. So you start it right here, so 2 autos in QE. He slowed the whole time while you're charging. Gives you a better chance to hit. You can also do that with red buff and so on. Now again, there's a million other things. Check the tips and tricks videos or the combo guides or whatever you got to do to really, you know, get to where you want to be. Figure out where you're trying to go. But other than that, I do appreciate you watching. Try and keep this one really short and sweet. That way you guys get the most out of it. So you guys have a good one. Thank you so much. Peace.